Hey guys, and welcome back to the Hobby Dude 007 channel. Friday, I was in the garage looking for something totally unrelated to model cars. I opened a tub, and it was full of model car boxes with finished models in them. But on top of all of those sat this monster. This was built probably 15 years ago as a show theme, and as you can see, between mold, dirt, dust, the base, it's just a mess. One of the seats have come out. But I want to try to restore this and get it back on the shelf, so let's talk about it. And I guess that's about it. But the worst part is, I'm not able to do my hobby. Do you think it's anything serious, Doc?
Whoa.
Yo, Dr. Hoobie.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, if you had a fever, I'd recommend more cowbell. But I think I've got just the thing that'll fix you right up. I want you to take 2 of these and call me on Tuesday morning, man.
Hobby Dude 007 channel? Is it safe, Doc?
Of course it is, man. I'm on it right now.
If you are allergic to Hobby Dude 007 channel, suck it up and watch it anyway. Side effects of Hobby Dude 007 channel may include buying 2 or more models instead of 1, lying to significant others about these purchases, swelling in the fingers from continued hitting the replay button on the remote while viewing Hobby Dude 007 channel, feelings of euphoria without paint fumes, uncontrollable desire to glue one's fingers together while not at the workbench. Clinical trials have also found Hobby Dude 007 channel to calm the savage beast and to promote world peace. Hobby Dude 007 channel is a product of Hoobie Doobie Pharmaceuticals.
Ask your hobby shop specialist if Hobby Dude 007 channel is right for you. Okay guys, so this car was built for the Birmingham Classic, as I said, about 16 years ago. One of the themes was wheelie cars, and you had to have a driver figure in it. The front wheels had to be off the ground, so it was kind of like in the action of popping a wheelie. And so I did a little drag strip section and put weight in the rear tires, and this of course is just the old Monogram 70 GTX, and you can see, oh, that's heavy. I got a lot of weight in the back. You see the rods, the stainless steel rods that go up through the tires and into the bottom, the back side of the the aluminum wheels. And man, this thing is dusty and dirty. So I got a lot of cleanup to do here. And you may be able to see the speckled finish, which we talked about in one of the last videos. I'm going to show you how to do that in one of the upcoming videos, how to do that spatter paint or speckled paint job there. Let me get some of that light off of that here for a minute. Yeah, there you go. You can see that a little bit better. But I always liked this car. I'm going to have to probably take the bumpers off. I don't know what I did right there. But you see on that spot on the bumper, that needs to be, and that is all clad. So we'll be going back and looking at that. And the back bumper may need, actually it doesn't look too bad. But we're going to do some restoration on this thing. I've got a driver figure in there, as you see. And there's a lot of dust on the inside too, so I'm probably going to have to pop this thing apart and get at it. The hood is one of Bandit Resin's cowl hoods, the cowl induction hood, which I think is really cool on there. And I think it was by Georgia Products. This is a die-cast Christmas tree, and I just wired it up and had it sitting with the cinder blocks on it, kind of like that. And so there's a lot of cleanup and a lot of repair work to do. So hey, let's get started. Okay guys, so this thing was, as I said, the Monogram 24th scale Plymouth GTX, and there's a lot of dust on this thing. It was painted in Tester's Sublime Green, and I'm glad I've still got some of this, and as you can see, that's a spot-on match. Back here I noticed that there is a chip in the paint. The only place I could find any damage to the body was right here. So there's a little chip in the paint there, so we'll be fixing that. And a lot of dust on this bumper, just all over the place. It's hard to see on that green in a way, but Down the side, you can see it's just really bad. On that flat hood, you can really tell. On the bumper, I went ahead and popped the lights out from the front bumper and removed the Plymouth the Roadrunner license plate there. And I'm going to clean this up real good, just wipe it down really good, and probably just hit it with all-clad again right over that. The bare metal foil has held up pretty well. The bumper, or excuse me, the grill looks good. I don't think this will be that hard to clean up. Just like I said, a little touch up on the paint right there and fix that front bumper. We should be okay. That base is just filled with dust. The interior, I went ahead and got that popped out, and there's that seat that we'll be getting back in there. But now with that, wow, that's a lot of dust down there. You can see that spatter paint a lot better with that out. And the driver figure was just a stock car driver figure. You can see, hopefully, the hardware, the seatbelt hardware from Detail Master that I just put together a seatbelt to have him in there. And the face shield is bare metal foil gold. I just thought that looked really cool too. But the interior is pretty simplified. Where the back seat was, you see where I just built used some sheet plastic and built that in. And you can see the spatter paint on the side. Well, I hope you can anyway. On the interior there. And the chassis, well, I was talking about the weight in the back. These are little lead plates, and that one came loose, but I'll be gluing that back on there too. I took the stress off those tires because the reason I put it in there is even though these stainless rods are up through the inside of the wheels, they still wanted to, basically the tires wanted to sit back down. The front end weight of the car just wanted to bring it back down. So I added this lead back here, and that cured the problem really quick. The rear drag slicks are from Competition Resins. The aluminum wheels, I have no clue where those came from. It's been so long, but I thought they really looked good. The engine, I didn't do a lot of detail on because the hood was going to be on. And but I thought before I got the body on there, you might be able to look up in the cowl and see some of the back of the engine. So I did the velocity stacks in all-clad chrome and then shot them with transparent yellow, which I thought that looked good. But when that cowl was on it, because it's so close to the windshield, you really can't see it after all. But yeah, that's okay. I took some Pro Stock headers, and those were just attached right here because it's just off the ground enough that you can see the bottom of the headers and a little bit of the oil pan, and I popped those off when I was taking the chassis off, but we'll be putting those back on. And it's just like I said, the bottom of the headers, but well, a little straighter than that, but I thought it looked pretty good. So, a little bit of work to the chassis, not that much. Got to, like I said, redo the weights back there. And then clean this interior up really, really good. Put the seat back in. And I'll re-all-clad this, and we'll start reassembling it. Let's get busy. Okay, guys, so here's our 1970 Plymouth GTX drag car, and I think it turned out great. No problems with reassembly. Everything went really well. Sometimes when you're reassembling something, it can get haywire on you. The hood pins, by the way, I did not mention, but those are Protec items, and they look like two-piece. They are really, really sharp hood pins there. Everything buffed out really nicely, and you notice back here where that little paint chip was, we got that taken care of. The bumpers turned out well with the new all-clad chrome on, well, I redid the front. That turned out well. And again, all the bare metal foil. I was wondering when I was kind of buffing that if any of that was going to come loose, because it's been there a long time, but it didn't. The Christmas tree's a little fragile, and I thought it might have a problem, but it didn't either. So just be gentle when you're cleaning up some of these things too. But a light wax on the body after I got the dust and dirt off of it, and it turned out really well. I'll take the camera and get some still shots of it here at the end. But I think it looks pretty good. I've got another 1970 Roadrunner that I'll be doing, or a GTX, that will have a driver figure in it too, and it will be stock car related, but it'll be on track as well. But this one I'm really tickled to death with. Whenever I entered this one in contests years ago, I always put the word launch, because that says it all right there. She's launching. But I think it turned out real well. Like I said, I'll get some stills and some close-ups so you can see that. And thanks for tagging along on this one. That was fun to restore. So I will see you in the next video. God bless, guys, and I'll talk to you later.